Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Quiet yet dangerously powerful, the signs of a bad person can be hidden in small actions you might never expect. They don't need to make a scene. A cold stare, an accidental gesture, is enough to disrupt your life without you even realizing it. In this video, we will explore 12 warning signs that toxic individuals always display. These signs, if you recognize them, will help you protect yourself before it's too late. Get ready. The journey of identifying them begins now. 1. Lack of empathy. Lack of empathy is a sign of a person who struggles to understand and connect with the emotions of others. Have you ever met someone who seems unable to understand your pain, or who simply ignores your feelings? This is a sign of a lack of empathy. When someone lacks empathy, they may fail to recognize the emotions and needs of others, making relationships cold and difficult. So how can you recognize them? Sometimes, they may show indifference when others are going through tough times. They may not understand why you're upset or angry, or they might even make insensitive comments about your situation. But don't jump to conclusions, because empathy is a skill that can be learned and developed. The best way to deal with people who lack empathy is to keep your distance and not let them affect your emotions too much. Always remember that their lack of empathy reflects them, not you. 2. Protagonist Syndrome. Protagonist Syndrome is a clear sign of a toxic person. These individuals always feel like they are the center of every situation, and everything around them must revolve around them. They see themselves as the main character in life, with everyone else being just a supporting character. You've probably encountered people like this, right? They constantly talk about themselves as if everything is under their control, and they seem to have little regard for the feelings or existence of others. When things don't go their way, they feel abandoned or unnoticed, which leads them to create conflicts or blame those around them. How do you deal with these people? The most important thing is to maintain your boundaries and not let them take over your space. Remember, life is not always anyone's personal stage, and you don't always have to play the supporting role. 3. Creating constant conflict. One clear sign of a toxic person is their ability to create constant conflict. These individuals can turn any situation, no matter how small, into a battle. They are always looking for ways to stir trouble or drag you into unnecessary arguments, regardless of whether the issue is important or not. They frequently oppose others' opinions, even without a valid reason. This isn't because they want to improve the situation, but simply because they find satisfaction in creating chaos. This makes those around them feel exhausted and stressed, as they never know when peace will return. To deal with these people, you need to learn how to remain calm and not let them pull you into meaningless fights. Don't let these conflicts take over your life. Remember, peace is power, and not every argument is worth your involvement. 4. The art of never apologizing. One of the defining traits of a toxic person is their refusal to ever apologize. Even when they know they are wrong, they constantly avoid taking responsibility and refuse to acknowledge their mistakes. For these people, apologizing isn't seen as a way to make amends, but as a sign of weakness. They believe that admitting fault is an attack on their ego, and instead of facing their mistakes, they will find ways to blame the circumstances or others. If you encounter people like this, they will always have an excuse or justification for their actions. They will never admit that they could be wrong. And when you ask for an apology, they will react by shifting the responsibility onto you or trying to change the subject. To deal with these individuals, you need to learn how to maintain your self-respect. Don't wait for an apology that may never come. Instead, focus on forgiving yourself and moving forward, because you don't need their approval to find peace. Number 5. Constant lying. A clear sign of a toxic person is their habit of constantly lying. These individuals continually create false stories, whether for personal gain or simply out of habit. Lying becomes an essential part of their life, making everything you hear from them questionable. Whether it's small lies or grand stories, their goal is to control the situation or hide the truth. They often change their story, adding or removing details to suit their purpose, leaving you unsure of what's real. This not only erodes trust, but also creates insecurity in relationships. To deal with these people, the best approach is to stay vigilant and not allow yourself to be deceived. Verify the information you receive from them and learn to trust your instincts. Once you identify them, don't hesitate to stand your ground and protect the truth. 6. Manipulation. Manipulation is one of the most dangerous signs of a toxic person. These individuals are never straightforward. Instead, they use subtle methods to control and influence the thoughts and emotions of others. They cleverly put you in situations where you feel like you have to act according to their wishes, without realizing that you are being manipulated. Manipulation can take many forms, from instilling feelings of guilt. If you really love me, you will do this for me, to making you doubt yourself. Manipulative people often have the ability to make you feel like you are in the wrong, even when you haven't done anything wrong. They continuously control your emotions and actions in ways that benefit them. To deal with these people, you need to learn how to set clear boundaries. Don't let yourself fall into their trap. More importantly, trust your instincts and don't let them turn you into a pawn in their game. Once you identify manipulative individuals, you can protect yourself and maintain your mental strength. 7. Exploitation. Exploitation is an easily recognizable sign of a toxic person. They never truly care about you. They only care about what they can take from you. Whether it's financial, time, or emotional resources, these individuals will exploit whatever you have to serve their personal interests, without considering the consequences for you. These people are always looking for ways to create situations that make you feel like you have to help them, even if you don't really want to. They might appear pitiful or even pretend to need help, but in reality, they are just looking for an opportunity to borrow something from you. After getting what they need, they will immediately disappear without a thank you or any appreciation. To deal with these people, you need to learn how to recognize when they are exploiting you. Set clear boundaries and never feel obligated to meet all of their demands. Giving should come from the heart and willingness, not because you're being pressured or exploited. 8. Overreacting. Overreacting is a sign of someone who cannot control their emotions and is easily drawn into stressful situations. These individuals tend to react strongly, even excessively, to minor issues, making every situation tense and uncomfortable. A mild criticism or a small disagreement can make them angry or extremely defensive. They often express negative emotions intensely, leaving those around them confused and unsure of how to handle the situation. People who overreact not only make conversations unpleasant, but also create a tense environment which deteriorates the quality of relationships. To deal with these people, it's important not to get swept up in their emotions. Stay calm and avoid reacting impulsively. Sometimes, giving them space and time to reconsider can help the situation settle down. Remember, a disagreement doesn't always require your involvement. 9. Ignoring boundaries. Ignoring boundaries is a clear sign of a toxic person. These individuals do not respect your personal space, time, or requests. They constantly find ways to invade your private life without considering your comfort or privacy. They might call you at inconvenient times, make excessive demands, or even try to control your personal decisions. These people either don't understand or don't care that you need time for yourself, and they do not respect the boundaries you have set. Gradually, you may feel like you have no personal space, and this can lead to tension in your relationships. The only way to deal with them is to set and firmly protect your boundaries. Don't hesitate to say no when necessary and assert your privacy. Remember, respecting boundaries is essential for maintaining healthy relationships. And if someone does not respect them, it's time to reassess that relationship. 10. Holding grudges. One of the signs of a toxic person is their ability to hold grudges. These individuals cannot forgive and constantly remember the wrongs done to them, even long after the issue has passed. Instead of letting go and moving forward, they allow these negative emotions to dominate their mind and actions, hurting not only others but also themselves. Holding a grudge not only makes them rigid and negative, but it also impacts all of their relationships. They are always looking for revenge or getting angry whenever they remember past issues, instead of learning to forgive and grow from those mistakes. This not only creates tension in relationships, but also prevents them from developing and living a light, peaceful life. To deal with those who hold grudges, you need to maintain distance and not let yourself be dragged into meaningless arguments. Remember, forgiveness is not for the other person, but for your own peace of mind and freedom. When you let go of the past, you can truly enjoy the present. 11. Constant criticism. Constant criticism is a clear sign of a toxic person, someone who is never satisfied with anything you do. They always find faults, no matter how small, and relentlessly criticize you. Instead of encouraging and motivating you, they focus only on your weaknesses and shortcomings, making you feel like you're never good enough. This behavior of constant criticism not only lowers your self-confidence, but also creates a negative atmosphere around you. These individuals don't know how to build you up, and instead, they continuously make you feel inadequate or incapable. They will always have a negative comment about everything you do, no matter how hard you try. To deal with these people, you need to set clear boundaries. Don't let yourself get caught up in endless criticism. Remember, building and encouraging are essential in relationships, while constant criticism only causes harm and creates insecurity. If someone cannot respect you, it's time to reconsider that relationship. 12. Avoiding responsibility. Avoiding responsibility is a clear sign of a toxic person, someone who is never willing to face the consequences of their actions. When problems arise, they always look for ways to blame others or the circumstances, instead of taking responsibility and finding solutions. These individuals frequently justify their behavior and never admit their mistakes. This behavior not only makes them untrustworthy, but also creates tension in relationships. You will always feel like you have to shoulder everything on your own, while they stand by and contribute nothing. When responsibility is avoided, everything becomes chaotic and difficult. The only way to deal with these people is to stand firm and not let yourself be dragged into taking responsibility for them. Remember, a healthy relationship is built on trust and shared responsibility. If someone consistently avoids responsibility, it's a sign that you cannot rely on them. So we've explored 12 warning signs of toxic people around us. Remember, recognizing these signs early will help you protect yourself and your relationships. Don't let toxicity quietly creep into your life. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like and share to help your friends recognize these signs as well. And remember to subscribe so you won't miss the upcoming interesting and valuable videos. Always stay alert and protect yourself. See you in the next video.